Hello, everyone. So it's time. Today we're going through a new session, a new class, which is somatics or for pain relief or morning routine for pain relief. And today I'll call this class Making Peace with Pain. And the reason why I do that is because there are so many of us that is struggling with pain. We hate the pain, we want to get rid of it, we don't want to feel it. It's in the way. We focus on trying to run away from it, not feel it. It's just annoying to have the pain because it takes over our lives, especially if we have chronic pain. So today I would like to invite you to get peace with your pain, because your pain is maybe asking you something that you are not aware of, and maybe it's trying to tell you something that you don't are able to listen to or hear because you are distracted by chasing something out there to get out of pain. So welcome to this morning class. Well, you can do it at any time, of course, before you go to bed, in the middle of the day, after dinner, whatever. But it's for the morning routine. And my name is Sol, and I'm here to guide you through this program. And I hope that you will enjoy the movements and also enjoy the practice we're going to start with, so that you can start to make peace with your own pain. And you might have pain that is consistent. Maybe you have pain that is shifting around in your body. Some of you are maybe struggling with fibromyalgia, and some are maybe struggling with rheumatoid arthritis or chronic muscle pain. And within these symptoms or issues, there might is also limited movement and tightness in the body and the muscles. I'm inviting you to lay down on the floor, because we're going to do a body scanning where you first start to focus on an area where you have pain, because I want you to get to know your pain, feel it and sense it and allow it. So instead of wanting to get rid of it, not wanting to feel it, I'm inviting you to get to know it. I know it sounds a little bit strange, but maybe the pain is there for a reason. You might have pain because you have been under long-term stress and your muscles are always in alert or fight and flight. But you might also have pain because you have unresolved trauma. And you can also have pain because you're carrying unfelt feelings. So emotions and feelings that are not being felt or processed, they will also get stuck in your nervous system and your body and can create pain. So let's befriend the pain and see what can come out of that. So when I have my clients, when I'm working with people one-to-one or in my group programs, we are focusing on what is now, to get to know what is, get familiar with what is, and allow whatever there is in the body without any judgment, without any fixing, without wanting to get rid of it. And then focus on what will feel better. What do you want to feel instead? How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel more calm? Or maybe you want to feel that you're more relaxed in your body. You might also want to feel more safe inside your body and inside your mind. You might just want to feel more happy. So you might have been in a situation where you had pain for quite some time, and maybe you've experienced that this is kind of limiting the whole freedom of your life. Maybe it's also making it difficult for the relations you have around you and your work. So when we have pain, we are kind of fully committed to feel the pain, like how to get rid of it. Why do I have it? Is it always going to be like that? What can I do to come out of it? And we're chasing outside to find something. And we forget that inside of us, we have resources that we can use, and our brains and nervous systems and body neuroplasticity, where we can create new neural pathways and a kind of new brain network, neural network, so that we can reduce our own pain. We can open up our medicine cupboard in a way in our brain and change how we feel. And this neuroplasticity is what we're going to take into the class today, as we do in all of my sessions. We are working with our brains, neuroplasticity, and to do so, we have to meet your pain with kindness and empathy and without any judgment. All right, so find yourself in that nice, comfortable position on the floor. You might have some support under your head, and you might need some support under your thighs. If you have pain in your back, you might want to put your feet on the ground with bent knees, or if you can have straight legs, you do so. You straighten them out. And when you have settled, you might choose between closing your eyes and have them open. Unless there is kind of worries, anxiety, and noisy inside of you, you can close your eyes. But if it's too disturbing to have your eyes closed, you can have them open. So you do whatever is better for you. When you close your eyes, it's easier to focus inwards and be aware of whatever there is in the body. And when you're looking outside of you and orienting in the room, you have the visual information from outside, which maybe not, maybe you cannot feel so much inside when you're focusing outside, but you can try whatever is best for you. So just start to feel your own body. You are a whole system, a soma, where you're sensing yourself from within, from the inside out. And a soma, that is your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, your physical body, your skin, organs, muscles, and also your spirit. You might have positive thoughts, or you might have limiting thoughts that is creating emotions and also an environment with lots of stress and tensions in the body. So now you're just going to scan and sense and feel your body and notice what is there. So start by feeling your feet. Do they relax or are they tight? Is there any pain in the feet? And start to sense up towards your legs to your glutes and pelvis. You're just sensing and feeling, are the feet relaxed on the floor? And the legs, are they relaxed? Are they tight? And is there a difference between the right and left leg? And will you also sense your pelvis? Is it resting equally on the floor? Or is it more tilted to one side? Is there more pressure on one side of your pelvis, one side of your glutes? Or is the pressure equally balanced? And also feel your lumbar part of the back. Is it flat on the floor or lifted up away from the floor in an arch? Does it feel tight or relaxed? Feel all the way from your pelvis and up to your shoulder blades. Is there a difference between the right and left side? Feel your scapulas, your shoulder blades, are they resting on the floor? Does it feel like they're being pulled in towards the spine? Or maybe the front side is tight, that is creating tension in the chest, lifting the shoulders up and away from the floor towards the ceiling or into the sternum. Is there a difference between the one and other side? Is one side closer to the floor, flatter? Just feeling and sensing whatever there is. And just notice your breath. Is your breath restricted? Maybe you're holding your breath. Or can you sense that there is a feeling of expansion when you're breathing in your belly or chest? And do you feel there's movement mostly in the chest or in the belly? Or is it equal between the two? Also sense your neck. Is it bent or straight? Tight or relaxed? And now start to feel into your body, to search for, looking for, feeling, scanning after pain. Maybe you have an area where the pain is constant or is chronic. Or maybe there is not exactly a pain that is stuck somewhere, but it comes and goes. But just start and feel into your body. Up and down, in and out. Is there somewhere in your body that you have pain right now? No, if there is a place where you can sense your pain, does it feel like this area, is it kind of tingling, burning, aching, itchy, or any other sensation in this area? You're just investigating a little bit. You're being curious, getting to know your pain. Is it warm or cold in this area? Maybe it's been pulled inwards or pressed out. Does it have a shape? Could be a circle or a string or like a stone or a square or anything. Does it have a shape? Any shape at all? And is it fluid? Like water, or is it more like cotton? Maybe like stone or metal or wooden kind of feeling in there? And how big is this area in your body right now? Not as it has been before or could be, just as you can feel it right now, because pain is never the same. And it was on a level from 0, or more say from 1 to 10, where 10 is the most and 1 is almost nothing. How much pain is there right now? And what if the pain is trying to get your attention? What is it asking for? Is there anything your pain is trying to tell you? It could be like, I need to be held. Or I need to relax. And maybe say no to something or say yes to something else. Is it asking you to take it away, to run away, or just to be met with love and kindness? And is there any thoughts around this pain area? Could be like, I'm so sick and tired of it. I don't want to have it. I want to get rid of it. Is it always going to be like this? What if it's never going to go away? Why is this happening to me? Do you have any thoughts or limiting beliefs in this area of pain? And are there any emotions or feelings around this pain? Could be grief, could be anger, maybe even fear. Maybe there's irritation or frustration, anxiety even. You're just sensing and feeling it, allowing it. And if you ask again, what does it need? How can you nurture it and give it some love? What does it really need to feel better? Is it to stay in the body instead of chasing out? Is it to be held? Is it to give it some love and kindness? Just asking, what does it need? So now, as you're giving your pain some attention without any judgment, without fixing, just feel it and get to know it. Get familiar with how is the pain actually in me? What does it try to express and tell or ask? And if you know, just leave this area for a while and think about, how do you want to feel instead of pain? Is it more joy? Is it more love? Is it to be grateful for something? Is it happiness or calm? What do you want to feel instead? This is really important. If you don't know what you want to feel instead, you don't know how to get away from the pain. So how do you want to feel instead of pain? And what do you lengthen for, desire? And if it is to feel relaxed or calm or feel more peace within you, just start to scan your body. Is there any area of your body that is feeling safe, calm, relaxed? Anywhere. And feel into it. And in this area, if there is any place in you that feels better, that feels more calm, safe, neutral, go into it. Feel it and sense it, because you are not just pain. You are more than pain. And pain could be physical pain, but it could also be emotional pain. So you're more than the pain. So just start to feel, is there any area in my body that is feeling better? Go into it, sense it, be curious about it. Because how does it feel to be without pain? Could be just the end of your earlobe. It could be your toes, a foot, a hand, or heart, or eyes, lips, anything. Could just be a little tiny little spot somewhere, and just dive into it and zoom into that area and feel and sense it. How does it feel in an area where it's calm, free from pain, and more neutral, and that feels better? Maybe it's another temperature in here. Maybe there is another shape in this area. Maybe it's shaped like a heart or a cloud or a ball, anything. Maybe it feels different. Could be softer, or it could be feeling that something is expanding. Could be more fluid. And are there any thoughts in this area? Could be like, I'm here for you. I'm holding you. I'm enough. You have everything you need within you. Say yes to you. It's okay to relax. You're allowed to be, just to be. And are there any feelings or emotions in this area? Could be, it's just a feeling of that your muscles are relaxed, or you feel more calm. Maybe there is a feeling of love or peace, joy. Just feel into it. And what does this area need to expand? And is there any message from this area? Maybe it can become bigger. Maybe there's more of you that feels like this when you start to look for it and feel it and sense it. And now, since you're both, you are in pain in some place in your body, or even several places, and you have also areas or spots in your body that is without pain or feeling more calm, relaxed, more neutral, feeling better. Will you try to link those two together? Because it's a part of you. It's in both ends, but you're melting them together as one. Like you're accepting what is, and that you are both. Okay. So this was a little practice to get to know your pain, but also get to know what feels better, what you want and desire instead of, and trying to find and let your brain search for what feels better. This is a kind of neuroplasticity as well. And I'll guide you through some movements now so that you can relax the muscles around your shoulders at least. So would you just turn over to your right side. So you're turning over to laying on your true side on the right side and bending your knees. So your knees could be 90 degrees angle. and your front side of the body and your thighs are also a 90-degree angle. It's just like a wooden chair that is being put on the side. And your neck is resting on the level with your spine. And your underarm can just rest in front of you on the floor, or you could have it under your head. And now if you need support under your head, please bring a cushion, roll a blanket, or anything that can make you feel relaxed and comfortable laying on the side. The left arm, please allow it to rest on the outside, left sides of the body. You can even put your left hand on the outside of your left hip. So the first thing you're going to do is to roll your pelvis forward and backwards. It's a rolling and tilting movement of your pelvis, which will get you in contact with your lumbar part of the back and also the belly. And it's a variation of an arch and flatten that you have been doing in the previous programs, and mostly laying on the back. This is an alternative. You could do it in your bed, or you could do it on the floor, whatever is better for you. You could do it before you go out to bed in the morning, or you could do it after you go to bed in the evening, or you can do it resting on the floor. So now as you're resting on the right side, you're going to start to move your pelvis first, and then we're going to bring in the shoulder so that you can have more movement up in your shoulders. We're going to work in 4 different angles of the shoulders so that you can have more freedom around your shoulders and also, of course, in your body. So now as you're breathing in, will you let your belly expand forward? And as you breathe out, just melt back. And once more, breathe in, let the belly expand forward. And just start to notice if this maybe feels like it's contracting the lumbar part of the back, that the muscles are getting tighter. As you breathe in, and allow the belly to expand forward. And slowly release again. And once more, as you breathe in, we'll start to allow the belly to float forward. And now let the spine continue and follow the belly. Slowly arch your back and tilt the pelvis forward. It's just like your butt is being stick, in the back in the room, and the belly is going in the front. You're arching your back, tilting the pelvis forward, and slowly come back to neutral. So once more, you breathe in, arch your back, tilt the pelvis forward, freeing the front of the belly. Can you sense and feel your lumbar part of your back and even maybe further up? And slowly come back to neutral. So this first movement was part 1 of the arch and flatten, laying on the side, activating the back side. So now you're going to go in the opposite direction, activating the front. So take a nice and deep breath in. As you breathe out, roll your pelvis back. You're tilting your pelvis backwards, tightening the front, rounding your spine, and sense and feel if you can get in contact with your belly, freeing and lengthening the back. And slowly release the belly and come back to neutral again. Take a nice and deep breath in. Breathe out, round your back. Tilt your pelvis up towards the chest. Allow your chest to sink down to the belly if that feels comfortable for you as well. And if your chin wants to join towards the chest, please allow that. And slowly release again. And once more, take a nice and deep breath in. And as you breathe out, you're rounding your spine, freeing the back side, shortening and tightening the front side, tilting the pelvis upwards towards the chest. Can you feel the belly tighten? And maybe you can also sense that the ribs and chest are sinking down towards the belly. And maybe even the shoulder wants to join forward. And slowly release. So now you're going to do both directions. We start with the first one, where you're going to arch your back and tilt the pelvis forward. So now as you're breathing in, roll the pelvis forward, tilting your pelvis forward, arching the back. Can you sense and feel the lumbar part of the back and maybe further up is getting tighter? Freeing the front side, allow the belly to relax. You're opening and freeing the front side, shortening and tightening the back. Slowly release. Come through neutral and continue to round your spine, tilt your pelvis upwards towards the chest. Lengthen the back side, shortening the front side. Your head might tilt down, chin down to chest. And slowly release again. So once more, breathe in, arch your back, tilt the pelvis forward. Now you just stay there and you breathe as you need to with the arch. Now, when you bring the left shoulder blade closer to your spine, so you're pulling the shoulder blade closer to your spine, inwards towards the spine. So now you have more tension, lumbar part, upper part of the back, and behind your scapula. Slowly release your shoulder blade and the rest of the spine and come back to neutral again. So one more time. Breathe in, arch your back, tilt the pelvis forward. And now start to bring the left shoulder blade closer to your spine. You're pulling it in towards the middle, in towards the spine, opening and freeing the front. And slowly release the back and the back side of the shoulder. And once more, breathe in, arch your back, tilt the pelvis forward. Bring the left shoulder blade in closer to your spine. And slowly free the whole back side. So now you go the opposite direction. Breathe in to get ready. Breathe out, roll the pelvis back. Bring your pubic bone closer to your chest bone. Now allow your shoulder to glide forward in towards the chest, in towards the sternum. So you're shortening and tightening the front side, and your chest and ribs might sink down to the belly. You're freeing the back side of the body as you're shortening the front. And slowly release, come back to neutral. Take a nice and deep breath in. Breathe out. Round your back. Tilt your pelvis up towards the chest. Allow your shoulder to come forward into the chest, tightening the chest, shortening the front side, ribs down to the belly, and the chin also might sink down to your chest. Slowly come out of that one. So now you're going to go into the opposite direction. So as you're breathing in, arching your back, tilting your pelvis forward, bring your left shoulder blade in towards the spine. Back side is getting tighter, front side open and free. And really slowly and breathe as many times as you need on your way back out. Releasing the shoulder, the back. When you come through center, through neutral, start to roll the pelvis up towards the chest, surrounding your spine. Let the shoulder go forward into the chest, sinking the chest down to the belly, chin, and ribs down, shortening and tightening the front. Slowly release. So let's bring in the arm as well. So now as you breathe in, arch your back, tilt the pelvis forward. Bring the left shoulder blade into your spine and start to roll the left arm gently out, just so that you can give some more movement in the shoulder blade. It's just a rolling, gentle, soft movement. And slowly release. Arm and shoulder comes back. Round your spine, tilt your pelvis up to the chest, let the chest sink down. Now roll the left arm and shoulder inwards towards the chest. Chin down to the chest, freeing the backside, shortening and tightening the front. Come back to neutral. And one last time, breathe in, arch your back, tilt your pelvis forward, freeing the front. Roll the left arm and hand out. Bring the left shoulder blade into your spine, freeing, opening the front, tightening the back. And slowly release. Last time, round your spine, tilt the pelvis up to the chest, roll your left hand and arm and shoulder inwards to the chest. Shortening the front, lengthening the back. Come back out. Beautiful. So that was the arch and flatten, and also bring the shoulder back and forth. So you had a bigger movement in the whole body, also including your shoulder and your arm. So now the next direction is the left shoulder. As you breathe in, will you lift it up towards your earlobe, your left earlobe. So you're tightening and shortening the distance between your upper part of your shoulder up towards the outside of the neck, up to your left earlobe, tightening the outside. And slowly melt the shoulder back down. And totally let go. And one more time, breathe in, open the outside of the body so that the shoulder can be pulled up towards your earlobe, tightening the neck outside, shortening the distance between the shoulder and earlobe. Melt the shoulder really slowly and carefully back down where it came from. Please do not push so hard that you go into spasms or cramps. Now this time, you're going to pull the armpit, ribs, and shoulder down towards your hip. So you're activating now the outside. Your shoulders are connected to the center of your body. There's only one bone connected to the scapula, that is the collarbone. The rest are muscles, keeping your shoulders and arms together with the body. So now you're going to bring your left shoulder, or I would rather say your left armpit and your left ribs closer down towards the outside of your left hip. You might feel that your ribs are getting tighter, and you might also have movement all the way down into the waist, bringing the armpit closer down towards your hip. And slowly release and come back to center. Take a nice and deep breath in. As you breathe out, shorten the outside. Let the armpit ribs come further down to your left hip. And slowly come back to center. So now you're going into both directions. So as you breathe in, lift the shoulder up towards your ear. Slowly melt down. You breathe as many times as you need. But when you bring the armpit ribs down towards your hip, you breathe out to empty your lung on that side. And do not go further than your neck allows. So I'm sitting so I can bend my neck. If you feel for lifting your head up away from the floor and your arm or your cushion, you can do that if you want to, and your neck allows it. And then come back to neutral again, really slowly freeing the outside. Okay. So now you have it into 4 directions with your shoulder, back into the spine, in front into the chest, up towards your earlobe and down towards your outside of the hip. So now you're going to create a little circle going backwards, and then you're going to do a circle going forwards, so that you're going 360 degrees around your shoulder. So really slowly start to pull your shoulder up towards your ear. And then really slowly start to bring it into the middle. So back into the middle. Really slowly push your armpit ribs down towards your hips. And now start to bring the shoulder forward. If you want to roll your arm forward, you could do that as well. Bring the shoulder up towards your ear. Go back and inwards to the spine. You can roll the arm out if you want to. Push the armpit and ribs down towards your hip. And then slowly come forward. Your shoulder and arm, and then pull it up towards your ear. Stay there. Go the opposite way. So you go forward and down and back and up. Slowly forward, down, back, and up. So last time, let's do it one more time. If you feel that there are some shivers, shakes, and you cannot control an area or your shoulders jumping over an area, if you feel this area, it's information from your brain that it cannot control the movement or go into that direction. So it's a sensation called sensory motor amnesia. If you can feel that, allow yourself to go back and forth in and out of that area of the shivers and shakes, because this will highlighting this muscle area in your brain. And then you can continue after 10 to 20 seconds. So one last time, let the shoulder go forward and down and back and up. And if you have this area where it's shaky, jerky, and shivering, you just go in and out. And if you have to do so, you do that for a few seconds and then fulfill the circle, come out of it again, and totally relax. Please turn over to your back and sense in to your body. And just feel if there is a difference now between this side that you've been activating and the other one. The shoulder might feel bigger, more relaxed, flatter on the floor. Maybe there is a feeling and sensation of more contact, or that you have more of the left side. So just feel into if there's any sensation coming from the left shoulder. So you've been doing the arch of flattening on the side, activating the back side and the front side. You have also brought in the shoulder into going back and front and up and down. So 4 direction, like a cross. And then you have integrated everything by going into a circle, both directions. All right, so please turn over to your left side. We're going to do the same procedure on the right side. So find yourself in the position, resting on the side, 90 degrees angle on your legs and 90 degrees angle on the front side of the body and the legs. You can rest on your left arm or bring a cushion or blanket under your head, and your right arm is resting on the outside of the body. If you need more support, of course, you can put the right hand on the floor in front of you. So you put it wherever you need, as long as you're doing the pelvis first, and then when you're going to use the shoulders, you might want to rest it outside of the body. All right, so take a nice and deep breath in. Now, as you breathe out, we're going to roll the pelvis up towards the chest. So you're rounding the spine in this direction first. And this side, you're going to go backwards. So you're rolling the pelvis up towards the belly, Rounding your spine, let the chest sink down, let the chin sink down to the chest. So you're shortening, tightening the front side, and slowly release. And one more time, take a nice and deep breath in. And as you breathe out, round your spine, let the chest sink down to the belly. You're emptying your lungs, chin down to chest. Release your back. And slowly come back to neutral. Everything is gentle and slowly. Take a nice and deep breath in once more. Breathe out, round your spine, curl into the front. Tilt the pelvis up towards the chest and shrink the front side. And then come back out. Now you're going in the opposite direction. So you start as you breathe, release the front side, arch the back, tilt the pelvis forward, allow the belly to float forward. The spine is floating in the direction of the belly. Can you feel that there is a tension created in the back, in the lumbar part, or even further up? Slowly release. Make sure that you are training your brain to release really slow. Once more, breathe in, arch your back, tilt the pelvis forward. You're freeing and lengthening the front side, tightening and shortening the back side. You might even want to lift your chin a little bit and slowly release. Now we can go into both directions. So we can start with the arch first on this side. So as you're breathing in, arch your back, tilt the pelvis forward, opening and freeing the front, tightening and shortening the back side. Sense if you have a contact with your back muscles, especially on the lumbar part, freeing the belly and the front side. Release really slowly. Curve your spine, roll the pelvis back, chest sinks down to the belly, chin down to chest, shortening the front side, lengthen the back. Really slowly, come out, release. And last time, breathe in, arch your back, tilt the pelvis forward, feeling the back. Slowly release the back side. Tilt the pelvis backwards so that your pubic bone comes closer to the chest bone sinks down to the pelvis. Can you feel the belly, the chest, the ribs? Come back to the center again. Okay, so now we're going to bring in the shoulder, so the right shoulder blade. As you breathe in, will you bring the right shoulder blade into the spine? And you might also want to involve the arm by rolling it, not by moving it back, but by rolling it. So the shoulder is being pulled into the spine and you rotate your right arm and hand outwards. Can you feel if this is tightening the upper part of your back and the back side of your shoulder? And slowly release. And once more, breathe in, pull the shoulder in towards the spine, tightening, shortening the distance between your scapula and the spine, freeing the front. And then come back to neutral. This time, bring your shoulder forward and into the chest, into your sternum, tightening, shortening the front side, lengthening the back side. Slowly release the front side and come back to center. Once more, bring the shoulder forward, release the back side, tighten the front. And you might also roll the right hand and arm inwards, along with the movement of your shoulder. And then come back to neutral. So let's go into both directions. As you breathe in, bring the right shoulder blade into the spine, roll your arm out, release the back side. Slowly pull the shoulder forward into the chest. Your right arm is rolling. inwards, and come back to neutral. So now you can bring in the movement of the pelvis and the rest of the spine, back side and front side. So as you breathe in, arch the pelvis, tilt your pelvis forward. You're arching your back, tilting the pelvis forward, bringing the right shoulder blade into the spine, rolling the right arm and hand out, tightening the back side, freeing the front. Really slowly release the back side, roll the pelvis back, roll the right hand and arm and shoulder inwards, shortening the front side, lengthen the back side. Slowly release. And once more, breathe in, arch the back, tilt the pelvis forward. Roll your right arm out. Bring the right shoulder blade into the spine or closer to the spine. Can you feel the back side of the shoulders getting tighter or activated? Really slowly release. And now release the back side, round your spine. Curl forward, tilting the pelvis up to the chest. Chest sinks down to the pelvis, chin down to chest, shoulder forward and into the sternum, rolling your arm along. And come back to neutral. So now you're gonna slowly bring your shoulder up towards the right earlobe. So your right shoulder is being pulled like a elevator up towards your shoulder, up towards your earlobe. And slowly release the shoulder back down. Really slowly lengthen the muscle again. Can you feel that the muscle is getting longer? Once more, you bring the shoulder slowly up towards the air, tightening and shortening. Slowly release. Take your time to bring the shoulder back down. And now this time, if you could feel shivers and shakes, you stop on your way down, especially because then you're aware of this area where your brain kind of struggles to lengthen your muscle. So please slowly bring your shoulder up towards the air. On your way down, really sense and feel into, are there any shivers and shakes? If so, stop there. You go into micro movements in and out of the shivers, highlighting the muscle up in your brain, telling the brain that this is the muscle that is going to release and lengthen, and slowly come back down. So the last direction is to bring the armpit and the ribs down to your hip on the right side. So you're shortening and tightening the whole outside. Take a nice and deep breath in. And as you breathe out, pull the armpit down towards your hip. Bring the ribs down to your right hip. So you're really shortening the whole outside. It's not just about the shoulder. It's about the whole muscle pattern on the outside. Bringing your shoulder, armpit, ribs down to your waist. And please do not stretch the outside of the right side of the neck. And if so, you do a smaller movement, or you can lift your head up away from the cushion. And slowly come back down again. So now you can go up towards the earlobe and then slowly back down. So as you breathe in, lift the shoulder up. Slowly release. Take yourself time. Go through neutral and then slowly push the armpit, ribs, arm down. Shortening and tightening the outside. Slowly release. And come back to neutral. All right. We're going to do circle movement. So your right shoulder, please let it go forward. If you want to roll your arm along, you do so. And now you bring the shoulder up towards your ear. And then back into the spine. And down towards your hip. When you bring your shoulder forward, you might round your back, tighten the front. And when you lift your shoulder up towards your ear, you open the outside of the body. And when you bring the shoulder blade back, you might want to arch the back and tilt the pelvis forward really slowly and within a comfort zone. And when you pull the shoulder down into your hip, you're shortening and tightening the outside. Really slowly bring the shoulder forward, up to the earlobe, back into the spine, and down. Come forward, stop there, go back down, bring the shoulder blade back. You might arch the back, freeing the front. Bring the shoulder up to your earlobe and slowly bring it forward. And if you have this sensation of shivers and jerks and shakes, stop and go in and out with micro movement, really small micro movements, highlighting this area so that your brain can relax and release some of the tensions in there. Good, come back to center, roll over to your back, and give yourself some time to sense and feel. So just notice what it feels like in your body. Now you've done both sides, shoulders, front, back, up and down. Using the pelvis, the back side of your body, the front side. And you might feel that you're more relaxed or flatter or heavier on the floor. Maybe also feeling more balanced between your sides. And when you started, you went into an area with pain or discomfort. And just go back into this area and sense, is it just as big as it was? Is it just as painful? Does it feel the same or is it different? Because you're just searching for what is. No judgment, no fixing. If there's no change, that is okay too. But maybe there is a difference. Maybe this area is more relaxed, or maybe this area is having less pain or less discomfort. So what did this area need of you when you started? What was it asking for? And it also led to an area where it was more neutral, more calm, more relaxing. And sense if this area, is it the same? Or are there more of you that is feeling the same sensation? Maybe this area have expanded. So what you're training your brain now to do is to allow pain to be felt, telling the brain that pain is not danger. Doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. And your brain is getting more focused on what feels better and what it wants instead. So training your brain to have another focus than just the pain, because you are more than pain, and there is never the same pain 24/7, it shifts. And by choosing to say, I'm seeing you, I'm curious about you, what do you feel like? What are you asking me? What do you want? Allowing it, feeling it, sensing it, hearing your thoughts and feeling your emotions around it, and also what it's asking for. And then focus on what you want to feel instead, what feels better, what feels neutral, what feels calm. You might have more of that, what you really want. So think about that the next few days. What do I want to feel instead? What do I want to feel instead of pain? Or what feels better? And how can I feel better? What I need to do to feel better? There's always something, even the tiniest, smallest little thing, even if it's just to give yourself a little body scanning. Or maybe it's just to give yourself a little shoulder circle. there's always something you can do to feel better. So by doing this in the morning, before you go out of bed, or right after, as a morning routine, to come into your body, connect with yourself and connect to your body, you might feel better during the day. You might feel more calm. You might know that you have the resources that is needed to feel better. Or you might do that before you go to bed so that you can sleep better as well. Well, this was this for today. It was a program that is developed for a morning routine for pain relief. And I hope that you enjoyed both the scanning, the neuroplasticity, and the movement you did, and also that you feel less pain and more freedom, and that you might also feel better. So take care for now, and see you later. Bye.